Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So we just finished up season number 2, which if you only go by the results and look at the standings over here, you would think, wow, that was a very tough season. You didn't get a lot accomplished, but the reality is long term, we very much did get a lot accomplished. That yes, our car is still the worst on the grid, drivers still not good. Of course, a lot of that has to do with our second car not really having any drivers to speak of, but the worst car on the grid, the worst drivers on the grid. However, we got a lot accomplished for the long-term growth of our team. If we look at this from a long-term perspective, we upgraded our factory to a level 2 that's going to enable us to process parts quicker and improve their reliability, performance, whatever the case may be. We're also in the middle of working on a new telemetry center. That's going to be huge. And of course, now that we're at the end of the season, we're going to get another influx of cash from our prize money, and that's going to mean more work on the HQ. So we got a lot going on. Let's take a look real quick at the car. Now, these are a bit skewed because these don't look half bad. However, the problem is, even though we had these parts that were really good, and you can see the brakes are right up there at the top of the scale. However, we weren't able to use those parts because of part of this is just randomness within the game. And then another part of it is the staff that you have. We weren't able to use these parts because they were illegal parts. But as we move over into next season, we'll get to bring that performance forward. And it just looks like that's the way the game is set up, and we're going to have to do some of that. As much as I don't like doing that, I don't like working with illegal parts, unless I'm being very aggressive and I intend to use them in the race. Then it's a different story. Then we're playing a different game of strategy and seeing if we can get by with something. But for the most part, I like to stay away from the illegal parts. But it's all part of the fun of the game. You have so many choices and so many things to do. The key is going to be, once we roll over into next year's car, how do these performance bars change? Do they go straight back to the bottom? Meaning that the AI have made a lot of improvements and have a really good car, and we haven't made up very much of anything on them, because really that's what this is amounting to. Let's go ahead and get to our emails and so forth. Get this stuff out of the way. Okay, contracts running down. We'll have to deal with that as well. All right, do we have a moment? Yes, we do. We don't really have a choice. Okay, so we got driver demolish the competition. And yes, that was demolishing. Is it becoming too predictable? Nope, not at all. And there you go. That is my favorite answer, because that is exactly what racing is. You are trying to work harder and smarter than your opponents. Okay, let's see what kind of contracts we've got. We've got designer and driver. Okay, so we're going to have to keep that in mind and see sort of where we shake up there. Let's see with our designer first. The good thing about the designer is they don't cost all that much at this point in time. Again, we're talking about 2.5, 3-star designers. They don't really cost a whole lot per race. So it doesn't really hurt you to go and get a good designer, okay, as opposed to paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for a driver. You have to make sure that you are really prepared for that. All right, let's go ahead and see their details. Good on gearboxes, which is nice. All right, let's go scout. Do a little bit of scouting for a designer. And let's just see what's out there. Okay, here is the best one available without having to worry about any contract issues. Okay, Yoshi. Oh, wow. Very nice. Of course, engines, we can't really do anything, but looking long term would be very nice. Gearboxes, brakes. Okay, this is a good designer. Let's see what kind of components they have bonuses for. Wet tires, that's no good. Qualifying, that's no good to us. Risk level, okay, that can become good. Remove a risk level, that's not bad. I'm just a little worried that as good as these numbers are, and they are very good, particularly for where we are in our career mode right now, I'm a little worried that this might be a little bit more than what we need currently. Okay, let's see what Houston Woods has for us. Very good on engines. Sort of okay on everything else. Let's see what we've got for bonuses. Build time a little bit quicker there. Pit stop, okay, we're not really concerned about that. So no good bonuses. Sometimes you can get some very good bonuses. Again, here's sort of middle of the road on all these numbers. Let's see. Performance, okay, that's not terrible. Performance plus 50 on the softer tires. Okay, that's good, but reliability is not good. But that plus 50 is wonderful. You can work through the reliability. That is actually very good. Okay, I kind of like that one. That is a very good bonus to have, that plus 50. That can be huge. So not bad. Not bad at all. Again, these numbers over here aren't great, but when you have plus 50 in there as a possibility, that can be big time. Okay, I like this a lot. Let's make sure there's nothing I missed on this. Soft, supers, and ultras, which means, essentially that means that it's not going to carry over year to year. That's not good. So right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot that makes me say I need to get rid of our current staff. Okay, so right now, you know, even though Scarlett doesn't really have any good bonuses for us, as far as what I'm looking for, again, I need bonuses right now that will carry over year to year. If that plus 50 would carry over for the guy we were just looking at, then I would be looking for him to join us. But for now, I think we're just going to renew this if we can. All right, wages aren't very important. The highest is, yikes, that is. All right, let's try to go back around. Do we want to go 3 years? I don't know that I do. We'll start off with 2 and see. All right, isn't very important. Okay, then we're not giving you any of this. So we'll see if we can get by with basically what she's got now. We'll see how that works out. It may be that we can't do that. Also on the driver's side of things, I believe it was Lee. Yes, 1 month. So let's see if we can work through that. In order to do that, we're going to need to look and see who is available. Now, keep in mind that I would love to get higher marketability, but I haven't seen a whole lot of that from other drivers that are available. I haven't seen really high marketability numbers from very many. But the biggest thing is we're paying him $335, but we're getting $201 of that back. So can we find a much better driver for essentially like $130 grand? That's going to be hard to do. That's going to be essentially impossible to do. So is it worth spending a whole lot of extra money is really what it's going to come down to. So if we look at the drivers that are available, and by available I mean that will be coming due at the end of 2017. Okay, the first ones that are available here, you can see I've favorited some of these. These are ones with higher marketability. And I'm not seeing a whole lot here. Let's see what we've got here. Because the cost to break contract is only $400,000, so not bad. Marketability isn't great. Okay, this is a really high quality driver. Now the problem is we're going to have to pay quite a bit of money per race to get this driver. So is that an avenue that we want to take? I'm not thinking so at this point. No doubt a better driver than what we have. No doubt. And I'm thinking seriously about taking a shot here, but I don't know that we're going to have much of a chance. Yeah, not interested. Okay. I didn't figure we would have a chance, but never hurts to take a shot. Let's see. Who else? Okay, Bridget, again, has a very low buyout numbers, which is why. Okay, not bad. Very young. Marketability, again, not great. But she's stable. Good marketability, but that is temporary. So that means marketability is going to drop some. And this will also drop as well. Okay, but no issues that are going to drop off with driver's skill. So I'm thinking about this one. This is not bad because she's got some very good numbers. And of course, stamina is right up there. Okay, I'm liking this, but we're going to have to drop 200 grand in order to get her. So that's something to think about. Something to very strongly consider. Okay, let's approach. Nope, not interested. Okay, that's kind of what I was afraid of. We're in Class B right now, so this is making me lean more toward just not worrying about the driver lineup. Let's go back, because the drivers that we would be interested in picking up are probably not going to be interested in driving for us. So let's try to get what we've got. 335. Let's try to renew this contract. All right, fairly important. Well, we're going to go equal car there, even though we could go best car. And, okay, 408, but they're not very important. Let's go... Ooh, patience is not very good. Okay, let's don't press our luck. Let's try to go about where we are. Short-term contract. Okay, I can go there. We can go... Unfortunately, it doesn't really give us an option that I'm interested, which would be 1 year. I'm going to go ahead and just do the 2 year. We'd need to be at a different portion of the year to get that. And these bonuses aren't very important, so I'm not going to worry about them. That'll save us some money, and we'll see if this works out. If it doesn't, then we'll have to scramble and find some other means. But I'm hoping it does. I really... These pay drivers are huge if you can find them. They save you so much money. And okay, I think we are good there. Okay, improving parts, we need to move forward a little bit. And all right, we're addressing all of this. So we've got it. Car repair is now complete. Okay, so improving the parts. All right, we're good. There's our top 2 parts for brakes. Excellent. And of course, engine and nose, nothing to do there. Gearbox, same thing. Top 2 parts are excellent. And the suspension, same thing. So we're good. So we don't have any other issues to deal with. Okay, I'm liking that. And here we go. Now's the fun part, where we start to get into the money. There's our prize money. What do we get? 18.4. So we saw that the winners, the champions, got, I think it was 22.4. But that's not that big of a difference. So this really gives us an opportunity. And those that are at the bottom of the totem pole, it really gives you an opportunity to work on your car, work on your HQ, and so forth to be ready for next season. So we'll gladly take that money. Manager of the season will definitely not be us. Driver of the season will also not be us. All right, so now that gives us 19.3 million. So let's take a look in the HQ. We already know that we've got our telemetry center working. Let's see what other new buildings that we have available. The brakes R&D is 8 million. I'm not really interested in the forecasting center right now. That is a great building, but not really the right time for us. Staff center, I see very little reason to even do that. We've talked a little bit about the driver improvement, and that's really the issue behind that. So I'm liking the brakes facility. Let's go ahead and do that. Plus, it's pretty quick, 14 weeks. Not that time is really that big of an issue, because remember, we're building. So let's go ahead and do the brakes. Okay, that's going to take us down to about 11 million, but that's perfectly fine with me. We want to press our luck. And this pit crew has me a little worried. Right now, I mean, you can see it's auto-managed. But the reason I am worried is we keep losing all of our crew members. We don't have any extras. I don't really know what to do about that. I want to go ahead and try to replace at least 3 to 4 of these so that they can be swapped out under the auto management. But I'm afraid they're just going to disappear again, and we're just going to be out a couple $100 grand on each. So I think for now, I'm just going to leave it as is, but I am definitely worried about that going forward, because that could be huge. If we have mistakes during the race, yeah, that could be bad for us. All right, so the new rules package is now active. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on whether or not you like the rules, nothing changed. So we don't have to worry about that. All right, I'm really interested to get worry back on these contract proposals. Looks like we're going to get a driver response first. And contract offer accepted. All right, I like that. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and move into our drivers and get that signed so we don't have to worry about that anymore. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, contract renewed. All right, that's down. Now we're getting up to our other contract proposal, but also we're getting to the preseason, which is going to mean designing our new car. Okay, car design is unlocked, and let's get to it. So we saved up about $5 million for this, so we're definitely going to go over that in this if last year's car was any indication. So you see where we start out. About 1.5 stars on everything. So let's see what we get. Now, I don't have to worry about this a whole lot while we're doing these selections because what I need to know is up top. So engine supplier, we don't have to worry about the base stat modifier. And what this means is whenever you are looking at the strength of your engine, this would give you a +9. Okay, the others will give you a +0. We're not really worried about that either way. And in this particular case, I see no reason to spend $6.6 million for strong improvability. If we did, that would give us 1.5 stars, put us up to 2.5, but I really see no reason to do that. For now, we're going to stick with middle of the road because it does go weak and very weak. Yeah, in fact, I'm not even seeing any reason to do that now that I look a little closer. All right, we'll stick with this. All right, fuel supplier. Again, improvability is going to be extremely weak regardless of what we do. Fuel efficiency, though, can be good. Okay, not bad. All right, you can see it's still just not a whole lot to be gained. We'll stick with the strongest for now, but I definitely wouldn't mind coming back and maybe going middle of the road if we need to. All right, materials, same thing here. Tire heating is not good from this perspective, but tire wear, strong. Okay, let's see what we get. All right, that gets us up to 2.5 stars. And, you know, 2.25 million versus 3 million. All right, so far so good. You can see we're going to spend some money here. No doubt. All right, and finally the brakes. Tire heating, strong, 2.5 million. Let's see what that does. That gets us up to roughly 3 stars on tire wear and tire heating, which is where we were this season. If I back off of that sum, you can see it definitely pulls back on the tire heating for sure. So I like this. This spends basically what we spent last year. So not bad at all. It's going to leave us with about $8 million for the season, which is going to push us pretty tight. But hey, that's what it is. We're trying to build for the future. All right, there we go. So sure, we could have gotten by with choosing some lesser options there, no doubt. But we're going to have some fun with this. All right, contract offer looks good. Let's get that thing signed. Okay, and our finances, you can see it's right around $1 million right now. That will probably change before we get to the season, however. All right, let's go ahead. Is there anything else I missed? Okay, car is under development. We're going to start getting all these wonderful emails about contracts that have been signed. We're not worried about that. All right, here we go. The dilemmas start rolling in. We'll see. We got one. Last year, I think we got about 3 or 4 of these things. It was a lot. All right, fuel efficiency +1. Nope, not interested. That is way too much money. In the future, that will be a great thing, possibly, but not right now. Okay, trying to keep these emails sorted out as much as we can. Okay, everything seems to be going perfectly fine in the off season, so we're March the 4th is really what we're interested in right now. Okay, so we'll keep moving right along. We're now into February. And tire simulations, same thing. Tire wear would be great, but nope, not interested right now. We are running really low on money by design. Okay, chance to change up the look of our car. And I think it worked out pretty good. I like that white on there because it really stood out. When it was going around the track, it made it easier for me to see. And let's see, what did we have? We had number 11? Yeah, we had 11 on there. Okay. Okay, let's try this one. This also has a lot of white on it. I like that. Without changing our main colors. Okay, so we are almost there. Car improvability. Here we go. More emails. More dilemmas. Wow, these are really pouring in now. Improvability for 1.5 million. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, preseason testing, one of the most useless parts of the game, unfortunately, because you have no control over any of it, and it essentially does nothing for you. I mean, driver morale, but we've seen driver morale is not an issue for us, so there's really nothing that makes us look forward to this particular event. All right, here we go. Let's see how the randomness sorts out. Struggling with understeer. Well, you can help that out. That's not a big problem. Oil leaks are not good. Overheating is not good. So far, let's see, we got an oil leak. Looks like we got that taken care of, I suppose, because it disappeared. All right, so we've got that out of the way. And now the biggest thing that we can look at here is we get an idea of where our car is to start. And you can see it's up a little bit more than it has been. Here's average on the grid. We're definitely not there yet. We got a lot more work to get there. But, and of course our drivers are going to be last on the grid, no doubt. But the car, we're making some headway. So let's go ahead and get in there because we want to start improving this thing. So it looks like, all right, we're in pretty good shape. The brakes stayed at the top. We are number 1. And the acceleration and the suspension, both of these parts come down some, mostly in the suspension. That really came down. But, okay, so we're starting off the year pretty good. Let's get started with, we're not going to be able to do a whole lot of work on new parts this season simply because of the money situation. But we'll see how that goes as the year gets going. All right, so right now we're going to want, let's see, reliability at 17. So we're going to swap them back because we're going to be focused on reliability for quite some time. All right, our first race, the crucial parts are going to be engine, brakes, and the rear wing. So the parts I want to put over here are going to be brakes and probably not our rear wing because it's at 80%. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the gearbox. So we're going to get as much done here as we possibly can. We're definitely not going to get anywhere near 100% for these, you can tell. 26 days after the race is when this would be up to 100%. But we do get to work on multiple parts at one time, so that's good. And we'll take all we can get. Okay, the testing report really makes no difference for us. Where do we think we're going to be this season? Well, I think we're still going to be at the bottom. I'm hoping that we're not, but there's no reason to really press it because the extra money is really not worth it. Okay, you can see our brakes facility is almost done. I want to make sure our parts here. Yeah, okay, they're going the way they need to go. Okay, so we'll keep moving forward. Finances. Wow. Incredibly reassuring to be involved with a team with such a healthy balance sheet. Yeah, you won't be saying that by the end of this season, because we're starting off with, we got 18 million and wait a minute. Is that, yeah, 18.5 million. The budget for next year's car, I'm keeping it in the middle because I mean that works out pretty good for us. We end up spending a little bit more than that, but I think we're going to be in good shape. Now, if everything worked out the way it is now, then that would be one thing. But what I really want to do is, let's go ahead and start. I was planning on starting working on new parts after our first race, but I think I want to go ahead and get started right now. Let's go ahead and at least look. Let's see what we've got. I'm not going to be messing with brakes probably at all, maybe a little bit, but we'll probably do that last. Okay, I like our options here. We've got a plus 20, so that would be very good. Okay, I like that one. Let's see what's available under the goods section. We don't need that one. In fact, that is utterly useless. Plus 40 to the max, plus 40. Okay, I like that. So we've got some improvability that we can do here for sure. Let's see the suspension. All right, we got a plus 20 there, plus 10. What about here? Oh, we got wrist levels again here. Plus 40 to the max is okay. But if we're looking forward to next year, then the plus 50 becomes very good. Okay, so I see what we've got there. Let's go ahead and work on a gearbox. We've got $18.5 million. So I think we're in great shape. If we lose $1 million per race, which I don't think we're going to do, then, all right, so I think we've got some great ideas for gearboxes. This is looking very good. And again, part of this is random, and part of it is based on your staff. And of course, we have a designer that is very good in the area of acceleration, and that's what we were just looking at. So improving our parts, we're right down on it, and we've gotten some pretty good results. All right, brake facility is now done. So HQ building for the brakes is now, can we zoom out and see that? Where is that at? There it is. Over here on the side, you can see it's level 1 of 3. So we got plenty of upgrades left to do there. Then we got 3 more weeks before the telemetry center is done. All right, so I'm liking this quite a bit. Plus, you can see where we stack up. There. All right, not bad. And let's see our mail. We got some pre-race gossip. We don't care about that. All right, so we are ready for our first race, but we'll come back and we'll do that in our next video. For now, I just want to focus on the off-season being its own event. So right now we're in great condition as far as the money goes. We're looking great there for working on more parts and getting the car even better over the course of the season. And everything lined up good with our new design. So I'm really excited to get this season started. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned next time where we'll start Season 3 of our playthrough in Motorsport Manager.